Good morning, friends. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Haven Hill. And I just went into some grocery shopping in my freezer because I am trying so hard to use everything up in my freezer before we start having things that we're pulling up from the garden. It's gonna be a while, but I need to make room. So, and a lot of you have requested, what do you guys eat in a week? Because we do have a big family. So I'm just gonna show you, this isn't gonna be a week, but I am gonna show you a few meals from things that I did just pull out of my freezer. So one is frozen watermelon and frozen peaches. We froze all of these last summer. If you have never frozen watermelon, first of all, it changes the sugar content and it is absolutely delicious. It goes from being really, really good to so incredibly sweet. So I'm gonna thaw this out. This will be a snack hopefully today along with the peaches. I might make a little bit of a fruit salad tonight. I don't have tons of fruit left and I'm trying, today is Tuesday. I'm trying to get to Friday without having to get very much at the grocery store, but we are in need of things. So for lunch today, I think we're going to do sourdough pizza. I'll walk you through that. It's really simple. So I grabbed some sausage. I don't have everything for it, so it's gonna be super unique. And then I grabbed some lamb, venison, and I have some beef already that I need to grab that's in the freezer here. And I'm going to make, probably tonight, we're gonna have Euro burgers. I call them Euro burgers just because I'm using lamb and venison and beef all together. They're very, very delicious. And then I just throw some herbs and different things. And then I also grabbed, so this is something that I grab from Sam's Club. Everything I've been able to find about them, I'm happy with. There's no MSG, there's no hormones, there's no steroids given to these turkeys. But around Thanksgiving, they sell smoked turkeys. So after Thanksgiving, if they're left, they clearance them out, obviously, just to get rid of them. And for the last few years, I've grabbed a few. I totally forgot I had these in a different freezer. So I'm gonna thaw out one of these massive turkeys. And they're actually not that big. I don't know how much this one weighed. I'm gonna thaw one of these out. This was about 10 pounds. And I'm gonna use it for all different things this week. For sandwiches, I might make some sort of soup. I'm not exactly sure. This will not be thawed though, probably until Thursday. So I don't know exactly what I'll do with this, but I am gonna walk you through the fruit. I'll walk you through the sourdough pizzas for lunch, and I will walk you through our Euro burgers tonight. So stay tuned. So I have determined this. No matter my best intentions, nothing goes exactly as planned. Before I go back into, this is much later in the afternoon than what I did this morning, but before I go back into kind of our dinner and how I'm gonna plan, or how I'm gonna do these meals. I'm not a meal planner, actually. I just plan enough to try to get my meat thawed out. But anyway, I keep forgetting I have to get my cabbage starts in the ground. So I am going to get cabbage starts in the ground. Then I'm gonna head back inside. We just got done picking up our raw milk from the farmer that we get it from. And yes, so anyway, I have a list going. I need to be better about making lists. It does help me stay on task, so working towards that. Let's do cabbages. Okay, cabbages are planted. It took me a lot longer to sort out this stupid fence than anything else. Oh goodness, and I only have this fence up just until they're established. Sheep might eat cabbage leaves. Our first two sheep sometimes did, sometimes didn't, but their hooves will tear them up. So now I need to leave because I always worry when things go through transplant shock. These are all going through transplant shock, but this little guy's already started to rebound. That always is encouraging. This transplant shock freak you out. It always does me. And I can't even think of anything that I've lost if you do it the right way. Like I hardened them off and all of that. Anyway, all will be well. Okay, I want to tell you something about these fences in a minute. These fences are the electrical netting fences that, there's all different levels. I'm not going to call out any particular company right now. Okay, the wind just started picking up, so I thought I would come in here really quick into the barn so I could say this. I probably have dirt all over my face. Okay, so about these, I am using this, like I said, it's not electrified. I am using it to just keep the sheep, to keep their hooves off of all of the new transplants. Okay, I have tried high end, low end, and middle of the road electrical netting fence. We have not electrified it because it's really expensive to do that, first of all. But second of all, I just needed to see if I liked it. To all of the homesteaders that love it, more power to you. I do not. In fact, not only do I not like it, I don't even have a desire to invest the money to electrify it, and I'm going to tell you why. So here's the thing with, and this has happened with all three kinds that we have tried. And my guess is you've probably heard of if you are interested and if you've researched this, you've probably heard of them before. If you do not electrify it, they are actually highly dangerous to animals. And I could go back, maybe it's been added since. I've had some of these for several years. We've had 2 sheep who got their necks caught in them because they were trying to get out. Sheep will do that. Because they were not electrified, we had to cut one of them, not the sheep, the fence. So it did not continue to wrap tighter. They're not like a dog, they're not like a cat where you can try to calm them down, they just panic, first of all. So I would not recommend using them at all unless they are electrified for something like sheep, goats, or whatever. And they will not work at all if they're not electrified for chickens. And even then, I'm not convinced that they would be 100%. Okay. I'm not trying to be unkind. I am trying to give a very honest review because I read so many incredible views from people who electrified and who didn't, and I am here to tell you that is not my experience with them. They get tangled. They get tangled very easily, and they make you want to say not nice words. You can always get them untangled, but I just wasted an hour of my day trying to untangle that, and I wrapped it exactly how you were supposed to. But if it gets jostled even from a chicken or a kid's foot or my foot, I trip over it, you'll be untangling things. Okay, so that is just me trying to be very honest about products that get highly praised and touted in the homesteading, gardening, farming industry, and I'm here to tell you they leave a lot to be desired yet. I know they're trying to solve it. Hi, baby. I know they're trying to solve a problem. So I have respect for the companies that are, hi, sweets. I have respect for them in that because fencing is massively expensive, but we're still missing the mark. Is that too honest? I'm sorry if it is. But I am just trying to be like, don't go waste hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on fencing if you cannot electrify it. That's what I got to say. Or save your money and get real fencing. Okay, do you remember I told you about the frozen watermelon? Are you eating the watermelon, you guys? This is from last summer. I froze it just in a bag. It still tastes absolutely delicious. This kid is devouring it. Actually, all of my kids have been today. Do you like it, baby? Are you enjoying it? Good job. Back to regular programming. Now I'm headed inside to truly go do dinner. Like I had mentioned earlier, we're gonna do the Euro burgers, so I'm gonna go get those going. We're going to just do pan vegetables. I've talked about that, I think, before in this space. Pan vegetables are a huge hit over here. I'm doing what I have. I have peppers, and not all my kids like peppers, so I only do a little bit. Onions, potatoes, zucchini, sea salt. I will probably do avocado oil. Lots of deliciousness. And then my sourdough bread. I forgot to bake it off this morning, so I'm gonna go bake that off as well. So here we go. Let's go do dinner. I need to go cool down and calm down after I did this fencing. This little kid is coloring because where did everybody else go? Outside. They went down to the river, didn't they? Yeah. Look at you. Okay, finally made it back inside. You guys, you will get used to this. Like, the crazy hair comes out when I'm out in the garden all day, and I'm not going to take the time to go redo it for YouTube videos. So, you get me. my first loaf of sourdough that I talked about. Hold on one second, mister. That I talked about yesterday on Instagram is in the oven. So this is the one that's made with half rye, half regular flour. First of all, scoring it was way different and easier. I kind of loved that. So I'm really, really hoping we love the flavor of this. So I'm baking the first one off right now. And now I'm getting ready to go ahead and make my gyro burgers. This recipe, like if I will post it. What I do for gyros is gyros are best when you combine at least 2, but if not 3 types of meat. Of course, one being lamb. So I have lamb, deer, and beef. They'll all go together. And then I'm just gonna add whatever fresh herbs that I have. There's traditional gyro herbs, but what I have is, I know I'm gonna do oregano and rosemary for sure, and sea salt. I have some chives out there. I don't think I'm gonna go grab them yet. I would really like them to just get a little bit further along. I said oregano and I said rosemary. I don't know if I have anything else. I do have a little bit of cilantro, but I don't think I'm gonna use that. So anyway, stay tuned. Don't stay tuned. Let's just do this together. I also, before I show you the burgers, I should probably tell you. So we were going to have sourdough discard pizza, which is so simple and so delicious. We were gonna have that for lunch today, but then my mother-in-law ended up bringing a bunch of ham that she made over the weekend for Easter. She brought it over and we ended up just eating a bunch of ham and fruit and cheese, and some of my kids had some of the French bread that was left, and that's what our lunch was. It was really simple. My kids' snack this afternoon was the frozen watermelon, and some of them had some granola. And I think that, and then one of my kids made eggs. You know, on days like today, where we're just kind of doing a little of this and a little of that, those snacks totally fly with me as long as they pick up their mess. So those were so lunch ended up changing. We will probably end up doing our sourdough pizzas tomorrow. I'm not quite sure yet. So I wanted to update you on that because I never actually showed the sourdough pizzas. Well, there was a reason why. We were just kind of pulling things from the fridge because my mother-in-law brought all of the ham and it was delicious. The ham, we love ham. I hardly make ham and it was absolutely delicious. So I just wanted to tell you that. Okay, so I changed my mind slightly. I put in my 3 meats. I already added my salt and pepper. Sorry, I did rosemary and oregano for sure. I'm just gonna chop those right in and put them in here. And then I grabbed some parsley and I grabbed the lemon thyme, which will be really, really delicious in these gyro burgers. So, you know, fresh rosemary is always stronger. I grabbed a couple, I dropped one in here in the bowl. I usually grab about a couple sprigs of these. This is my oregano. This is my parsley. I'm whispering because only one of my kids does not like parsley. And then this is all of my lemon thyme. So I'm just gonna chop them all up. Yes, except for rosemary. Rosemary I take off the stem because it's a very woody stem. Everything else I leave right on the stem when it's fresh. Actually, I do when it's dry as well, especially if I put it in the food processor. When in doubt, pop it in the food processor. And then I'm just gonna mix it all together. How was the river?
Good. I feel so refreshed.
You guys are absolutely crazy. You feel so refreshed?
Yeah.
Willow says her life flashed before her eyes, but it felt absolutely amazing. Basically, they just did a cold plunge.
No,
Basically,
it's a polar plunge.
a polar plunge. Okay, I stand corrected. We have already been picking off of it, you guys. It is absolutely delicious. It's my new go-to. So if you haven't figured this out, it's actually super important for me to have my kids knowing how to function and work and cook in the kitchen. So I had somebody go ahead and chop up all of the vegetables, and they season them with avocado oil, sea salt, and pepper. I'm going to go ahead and add some herbs to them as well. I'll probably add just Italian herbs. So just a little bit of oregano, a little bit of thyme, that type of thing. I'm just gonna sprinkle them on the top, and then I'm gonna put them in the oven as soon as our sourdough bread is done at about 450 degrees, and then we're going to roast them. Okay, dinner was actually really good. It is about 7:15 now. Kids are outside playing baseball, and some are taking showers, getting ready for bed. And I just wanted to quickly hop on here and say that dinner was actually really good. So anyway, I hope that these meals feel really simple to you. Burgers, ham, cheese, fruit. Breakfast was a little bit here and there, and it was just a really good day. Enjoying April, 75 degrees, and just beautiful. So anyway, thanks for joining us. I hope you have a great night, and we will see you